portable dentistry. It is something that is common in rural India, but it's something you can also find right here in India's capital, New Delhi. Welcome back to Vital Signs. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. It's amazing to think about these roadside dentists. I mean, they can clean your teeth, they can customize a set of dentures, they can even pull your teeth, all of it right here on the side of the road. It's amazing. These roadside dentists, in many ways, are filling an important service gap. You see, while there's a lot of dental schools, there's not nearly enough dentists to service a population of over 1 billion people. That's exactly what these roadside dentists do. They often provide affordable and accessible health care to their patients, many of whom are very poor. Before the break, we talked about how India is emerging as a global healthcare leader. Let's check back in on our medical tourism patients. We're going to check in with Sandra in a second, but first we were curious, how does a hospital like this take care of patients from so many different countries? Most tourists book their operations online with the help of a medical travel planner. Companies like Planet Hospital facilitate the whole trip, from booking the world's top docs to the promise of upscale accommodations. Wi-Fi in your room, access to food chain restaurants, coffee shops, even a book cafe, all in the hospital lobby. They also have a 24-hour patient concierge.
No to anything, from giving you a cell phone, helping you in the hospital, taking you out, go shopping, go sightseeing, arranging tours, anything and everything.
Patients say it's like tacking on a mini vacation to their major medical operation. But with all this personal attention, high-tech machines, highly trained doctors, how can the price be so much cheaper?
I think we keep our administration costs very low. We negotiate our machines very, very hard. I get paid less than a tenth of what a neurosurgeon in the United States would make. Our personal costs are much lower.
Critics of medical tourism say what appears cheap for Westerners is often not even affordable for locals. Most Indian natives rely on the public health sector, which some say lacks basic medical supplies and resources.
What do you say to the critics who say, look, you know, in a country of 1 billion, you have problems that can cause a lot of loss of life, infectious diseases, lack of clean water. You're still dealing with some of the issues that are dealt with in developing countries. How do you justify all this?
I don't think that I'm in any way doing a disservice to this country. In a country of 1 billion people, we have to progress on both sides, on the social side as well as on the professional side.
Of course, no matter how far you travel for medical treatment, there are concerns like post-op care and also what your legal rights are. And there's no guarantee it's going to work out as planned. Nigerian native Fortune Ifejuku didn't need spinal surgery after all. That was a long trip, but the doctors in India determined pain injections alone would do the trick. But good news for the patient from Jordan. He says rehab here in India has helped him gain back sensation in his legs after a traffic accident left him paralyzed last year. As for Sandra, her surgery was a success. I had a look at her heart scans post-op, and the fibrillation for now. After spending time in India, it's clear to me that the surge in medical tourism has only just begun. India is now among a growing list of countries competing for your business, competing to save your life.
The machines which are used in the US and here are just the same. Most of the people that work with us have been, at least at the physician level, have either been trained or have had exposure or had communication with doctors in the United States. We can compete with anybody else in the world.
And the rest of the world is taking notice. We're just steps away from the Malavara market, where we're taking into a very special doctor's office. Dr. Sharma practices the ancient healing tradition known as Ayurveda. It's more than 5,000 years and is based on the belief that the mind, the body, and the spirit are all intimately connected. Let's take a look. Namaste, Dr. Sharma. ये दवाई क्या है?
Gastric troubles for hyperacidity and mucus.
Dr. Sharma has studied for more than 5.5 years to learn Ayurvedic medicine. He's taking care of this young woman here who's been complaining of abdominal pain for a few days. He's crafting a medicine that she'll take over the next several days, and he believes it's going to give her pretty instantaneous relief. A lot of people don't realize this, but Ayurvedic medicine was born in the Himalayas, but then evolved down to the southernmost state of Kerala, where it is best known now. Millions of Indians travel there every year to take advantage of these holistic practices. Deep in the state of Kerala lies one of India's best-known facilities for one of the world's oldest forms of medicine. Ayurveda Shala is where patients come to be with the ancient Indian practice of Ayurveda. Ayurveda's priority is maintenance of positive health, with the focus on lifestyle and diet. And unlike Western or allopathic medicine, Ayurveda stresses emotional and spiritual well-being. According to Ayurveda, the human body has 3 dynamic elements: the body's energies, its tissues, and its waste products. And disease occurs when these elements are out of balance. So medicines and other treatments are used to restore balance, with an emphasis on flushing toxins out of the body. Plants are the basis for most Ayurvedic medicines. Ayurveda Shala manufactures its own medicines with plant parts that it prepares and dries. There are hundreds of varieties of medicines. A few contain metals such as lead and mercury. It's a controversial aspect of Ayurveda, but Ayurveda Shala says their careful preparations remove toxic levels. Ayurvedic medicine believes an efficient way to deliver medicine is through the skin. There are many treatments in which medications are rubbed or massaged into the body. This patient, Kishan, showed signs of rheumatoid arthritis back in 1979. Despite taking Western medicines, he says swelling and pain increased until he could barely walk. That's when he tried Ayurveda.
It's a treatment where rice and milk are used along with a medicated decoction. This is good for management of neuromuscular diseases. It relieves pain and stiffness of joints.
Kishan now describes himself as 95% free of his signs of arthritis. A head injury at work had left Etcherly with persistent dizziness and ringing in the ear. This is her second visit to Ayurveda Shala.
Well, before I was bedridden and I can't face crowds going out in the light and the sounds. And now I feel quite normal and I can walk by myself, and that is a real miracle for me.
Etcherly's treatment included this one, where a patient is fitted with a leather cap that is filled with a small amount of warm oil and left on the head for about an hour. There has been growing interest in Ayurveda in the West, and in the United States, studies are underway on the effectiveness of Ayurvedic medicine, including uses for cardiovascular conditions, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, a medical system meant to keep the body, mind, and spirit in healthy balance. We're here on the streets of Old Delhi, and Vital Signs will be back in a moment at the Karaboli Spice Market. We're in search of a golden herb with some truly golden health properties. You're not going to want to miss this. In fact, I'm going to barter for some when Vital Signs returns.